So this is the web page we've built up to now. Like I said, it's really not the most beautiful web page in the world, but it is a web page. However, I did do one thing that I kind of feel bad about. I took a couple images from the internet and I didn't source them. I didn't cite where my sources were. So let's go ahead and do that right now, just to make sure I have the source and I give credit to whoever created this beautiful image of a bird with human arms and a shark with human teeth. So really quickly, I'm going to look it up one more time. Birds with human arms. Let's look up images. And let's find my bird. Some great ones in here, I know. Here we go, Barnorama.com. Interesting. I've never heard of Barnorama.com, but it sounds like a great place. Photoshopping human arms onto birds has been around the internet for a bit. Good to know. I'm glad someone has some serious research on how birds with human arms, the history. So I'm just going to go ahead and honestly, if I'm going to take pictures from people, I always look at their policies and disclaimers. Let's find out. All pictures are the property of the respective owners. So yeah, for a lot of these, I probably couldn't even take this unless I asked them explicitly to use their pictures. So I would make sure that if I have these images, I ask them directly, is it okay for me to use this image on my site? So for the time being, I'm just going to link this right here, the entire page itself, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to ask the owner of these images later on if it's okay for me to use them. Because that's the proper way to handle taking images from the internet. If you don't, you can get into a lot of legal trouble, so I recommend always following this protocol. But for now, I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to paste it as a comment right above this picture. So this picture right here, if I want to make a comment in HTML, you start with an opening tag, just like this, then an exclamation point, and then 2 dashes. And then I'm going to paste in the name, and then 2 more dashes, and a closing bracket, like that. This is how you make comments in HTML. It looks a little funky. It's a less than sign, exclamation point, 2 dashes, and then whatever comments I want to make, and you always close it with 2 dashes and a greater than sign. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing for the sharks with human teeth. I'm going to come in here and see sharks with human teeth. Just like that. And beautiful. So this one's on Pinterest, which I think is a little easier to deal with, but for the time being, I'm going to go there too, just to make sure I have, great. So this looks pretty good. It's uploaded by user. Good to know.
User.
I'm not going to sign in.
You need to sign in or sign up.
No, thank you. For the time being, I'm just going to take this one right here. And let's see if I can source it. No, you know what? I'm going to come back to here again and ask this user later on. But just make sure I have the source for the image so I know where to go when I want to ask if I can use their image. So same thing. I'm going to make a comment really quickly. Paste it in here. Dash, dash. Beautiful. Okay. And if you look, a little sneak peek at the website we're about to make looks like this. I have one more image in here. This one is dedicated to Jamie. I thought it would match your hamster sweatshirt, though you're not wearing it today. It's okay. It still fits the theme. And you notice I also have a little hamster logo. It's popping. So this image right here, that is not a bear. That is a hamster. Bears are much larger. Oh, this guy right here? Yeah, it could be a bear. I think so. I actually looked it up, a hamster icon, and that's what came up. So if you want to look up images where you don't have to cite the source, all you need to do is go to Google image search, type in something like hamster, and a bunch of hamsters are going to pop up. Now, I know, they're adorable. Now, a lot of these hamsters, a lot of these images you wouldn't be able to use. There is a really easy way to find out which images you're allowed to use no matter what. All you do is go to Tools, and you go to Usage Rights. Click on Usage Rights. Click on Labeled for Reuse. If you do that, you'll see that all of these images, it's okay for you to reuse them. They've already been specified as, yes, you can reuse them, but I still like to make sure the source is somewhere that's credible. If you see Wikipedia or Wikimedia or commons.wikimedia.org, it's okay. And this is where I got this image. So I'm going to come click on this image right here, a file hamsterandhand.jpg, and you can take this image and do whatever you want with it. It's labeled for reuse from Wikimedia, which is is under Creative Commons license, which means you can reuse it. But I always like I said, I always like to cite my source with these anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and view this image, take this little link, copy it, and put it into my website. I actually don't know what that is, but gosh, he's adorable, right? You don't think so? You're not a rodent person? That's fine. I think it's a she, but whatever. Not important. So I'm going to create one more image. Source equals my little hamster. And we're good to go. So now I have the sources for all my images, and we're looking good. I'm going to save this really quickly. Now, just to look really quickly at the site, you can see that all of my stuff is centered very nicely. I've chosen some different colors. Adding new colors can change the layout of your website immediately. Great color choice can make or break any website. So choosing the right color makes a world of difference. You also notice that I have some hover effects on my navigation on the left.
So what if I was making a nature?
So we're going to have to pay attention to styling, to layout, to positioning, to a couple different things here, and I'm going to go over these piece by piece as we go through this video. You can see the titles positioned in the top left. We have an icon here, new images, they're in little cards. A lot of good stuff to take care of. So let's start first and foremost with dealing with colors, okay? And colors is one of my favorite parts because you got to kind of play around with a few color schemes until you find something that floats your boat. So back in my site right here, right now let's take a look at our current color scheme. It's all over the place. The colors don't really match. You can't really see this text here. We have 3 images. Uh-oh, that doesn't look right. Let's refresh that. There we go. You have a couple images. They don't look right. The header looks a little eh. There's a lot of work to be done here. So I'm going to end this video really quickly, and the next one we're going to start with color theory, okay?